Says I'm live. Hello. Said schedule for 2, but we're 2 minutes early, so hopefully that's okay. Don't know if anyone's here. Don't see anyone yet, so I'll just hang put for a second. Oh my gosh. Before we get started then, I just want to say, I don't know if you've ever set up a live before, but when you have to do the thumbnail, it's like, I always forget. As soon as you hit next to set it up, it's like, you have to do a thumbnail. 3, 2, 1. And I'm like, so I grabbed my tea and grabbed the first magazine I could. Almost burnt my hand because I grabbed it like this, and I was like, whew, that was stressful. Hello, hello. Hi from Scotland. Happy New Year, everyone. It's so good to see everyone again, virtually, I guess, but please, if you are comfortable, shout out in the chat. But yeah, it's a new year, a new day. I know probably a lot of us have mixed feelings about all of it. Feeling hopeful, feeling maybe scared because we still don't know a lot of our future, but just trying to make the best of it, hopefully. Oh my gosh, Kim, hello. We have Kim in here, everyone. She's from Mama Ronick. Good to see you, Kim. I forget. I don't even remember. Did Joe say it was Mamaroneck? Am I saying it right? Mamaroneck. Guys, I'm still not used to that it's silence and I'm just talking to you. I keep expecting to hear your voices. I can't get used to that. Wait, happy 50th Magic Kingdom. That's coming up, right? I was like, is today Magic Kingdom's 50th? I was like, am I missing something? Yeah, no, this is the year. You're right. Oh, okay, Kim, that's cool, but that's too funny. Mama Ronick. I think there's still a chance. Like, can you change the pronunciation of your town? I think it's possible. I've known towns that have changed their names, so you can change the pronunciation. I think it could happen. Oh, more rain in South Carolina. Okay. For us, it is, I'm gonna say my Apple Watch will tell me, it is 37 degrees Fahrenheit. Partly cloudy. So we did go out this morning and it was cold, but it was bearable compared to what it has been. So it was nice to get outside. Just seeing what everyone's saying. Oh, park hopping started today. I forgot that was happening. I didn't know it was right January 1st. That's cool. Hi, Zia. Oh, someone used to live in Conway. That's a good area in New Hampshire. Ooh, in Center Barnstead. Yep, I know that as well. In Brookline. Someone's in Brookline, Mass. Oh my gosh. So quite a few neighbors, but I know there are quite a few from, what do you say, across the pond? And then there's also others coming from other areas too. So thank you so much for tuning in today. Again, if you follow on Instagram, which is probably the only way you know about this. I'm not sure, again, how best to announce it if you only follow on YouTube. But do you get a notification when this happens? I'm not really sure. Either way, I know it was a little bit last minute because I didn't have my stuff together to give a big announcement for it. But I'm really excited to have you here. And I have some plans, so I want to go over that as well. But I think I did see a question here. Liz, hi Liz, how are you? Liz asked, how was our Christmas? It was very good. Again, we were only home 2 weeks before Christmas. And again, we kind of quarantined, so we didn't really see anyone till Christmas. So it was like an overload of like, we missed you, like, Merry Christmas, and getting Christmas ready and all of that. It's the craziest thing is that we put up our decorations, which I had a video up recently, a few days after we got back, and we've already taken down all of our decorations. So this is the shortest amount of time we had Christmas decorations up, but it just made sense because we know it's going to get busy again with Joe going back to work. He had a lot of time off this week. And so we were just like, you know what? I think, was it yesterday or the day before? Yesterday, I think. No, the day before. The day before we took down the decorations. So it was literally 2 weeks we had the decorations up, which is crazy. Well, from Canada. Okay, so you do get a notification, but of course That would be very last minute if all of a sudden you're like, "Ashley's live," and you're like, "I had no idea." So, again, I'll try to be better with that, but, um someone's asking a question about in Frozen 2. Ooh, yeah. Frozen 2 was definitely deeper. I see what you're saying, Allison, and that you like need to watch it a few times for some of those theories. So she's saying people are trying to figure out if Elsa did die or if she didn't, because it is a little bit like you kind of can't tell what happened there. Okay, so hello everyone. Yeah, I think a lot of people are taking it's weird. I've heard a lot of people taking down Christmas decorations much earlier than I've ever seen them mention that before, and us too. Like sometimes we would keep it up to like Valentine's Day. Just saying. But this year, I don't know why. I don't know. It was like everyone that was home. We weren't home. If we were home, we would have decorated much earlier. And I think a lot of people decorated earlier. So then maybe they took their decorations down earlier because it was like they were kind of done by that point. I'm not really sure, but I have not watched the movie Soul yet. I have heard it is really deep. I've heard mixed feelings because I think a lot of people, I would say most people, like a couple of friends that I've seen mentioned on social media say that they've watched it, have like loved it. And then I think I saw like an advertisement for it that was on Facebook or something. So you could see comments, and a lot of people were like, I think a little thrown off because they're expecting it to be more geared towards kids. And they said it's definitely geared more towards adults, which I think is really cool that if that's the case, that there is an animated movie or Pixar movie that is geared a little bit more towards adults because we enjoy them too. Yeah, a lot of people taking them down. Oh, is Joe in the house? Hey, Joe! He never tells me he's gonna join these. I always get embarrassed. Oh, my husband's watching. Oh my god, we decorate in April. That's too funny. Oh my gosh, third time you're watching it? Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think of my favorite Pixar. Obviously Toy Story is up there. Probably Coco. Is Coco my favorite? Is Big Hero 6 Disney or Pixar? I want to say it's Disney, but even still, I think Coco might edge that one out a little bit. That might be my favorite. Yeah, if anyone wants to answer that, what is your favorite Pixar movie? But I think that's definitely going to be on our list is to see Soul. Hello, Joe. Welcome. Yes, a lot of people are saying it is definitely more for adults, so that's good to know. Okay, yeah, please say hello to my husband. Okay, so first, let's go over a few things here. I want to talk about my setup. This is not usually here. I'm in my dining room, which is why you can see the newlyweds behind me. 10 years ago. Oh my God, crazy. But I also wanted to point out, I am drinking tea. This is my inspiration for today because I hope that this year will be the bee's knees. I don't know if this is showing as a mirror, so it might show backwards, but the bee's knees. And it is Earl Grey, just kind of going with that. Sometimes I'm really weird with tea, and it's not, I don't even go off of the flavor. I literally looked at all my teas and I was like, I'm wearing gray today. I'll drink Earl Grey. I don't even understand. Thank you, Liz. I know it is one of our favorites, the picture. And then I also want to point out, I have a candle going. I'm being very careful because I have a lot of paper around me, which I will explain in just a minute. But this is a soy candle. It's from, I looked at the bottom because the other part peeled off. It's from the burlap bag, and it's just the burlapbag.com in Austin, Texas. Joe one year had gotten me, I think it was like a 3-month subscription where it was like a themed box of candles, and there was all soy candles, and it was awesome. I really, really enjoyed that, and I know he did too. This one's really funny. It's in this like yellow amber glass jar, and it was called the Cat Lady, which always threw me off because when I would look at it, I don't know why, but like when you think the Cat Lady and you see like a yellow jar, I just like was like, ooh, what's this smell gonna be? Is it gonna smell like cats? Like, I don't know. It just threw me off, but it actually smells really good. I couldn't tell you what, but it's really good. That's the one thing with I know I mentioned I wanted to buy candles at Bath and Body Works and was really kind of unimpressed with how that whole launch went. But I do really like soy candles and I do like small businesses as well because I know a few people had responded with that, but I never know where to find them. And also, I never know like what to get because sometimes I feel like they don't really describe the scents. And so I'm like, I don't know. I don't really know. So if anyone has any tips or anything, share here, share in my DMs. I would love to know. I know. What do cats smell like? I don't know. I kind of was thinking like, yeah, I don't know. I'm like, is it gonna smell like a cat litter box? Like that was I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna put the candle, far, far away. I can still smell it. Oh, someone said that. Or no, Dan said that his sister rocked a lemon curd on Christmas morning. Ah, it sounds good. I am a tea or a coffee person. I would say before honestly, this last Florida trip, I was definitely a tea person, but I actually, Joe, when we went down to Florida, had gotten me a couple of like iced tea bottles that I could just do at home, and I started doing that a lot more. So I am really liking iced coffee. I don't really like hot coffee, but have a cup of tea. Okay, so yes, got back off track with the rest of the stuff that's going on. So I have this here, like I said, not usually here because as I'm talking with all of you, I am going to kind of be going through magazines and cutting up stuff. And as I see anything, I'll stick it up on here so you guys can kind of see what I'm working on. I'm not really sure how much I'm going to be able to do it because I'm talking to you and trying to focus or whatever and everything. But yeah, that is my plan. We'll see how it goes. One thing I also want to do is I pulled up a couple of websites that kind of talk about vision boards, and I thought I'd share some of those with you and share some of the nice tips that they have. So if, again, you want to consider doing this, you can. One of the first ones that I hadn't considered, because I haven't done a vision board in a long time, and it's just something I always felt inspired to do. And one of the points it made is that, of course, there's like so many different mediums for vision boards. I'm clearly still in the like 90s or early 2000s where I'm like, I need to get old magazines and cut them up. But you don't even have to do that. You can just use you can do a digital vision board and print it out. I literally didn't even think of that. And so I might actually incorporate that a little bit, or maybe do two different vision boards, one that is just inspired with whatever I find in these magazines, and one where I actually search out on Google Images, images that I'm looking for to visualize as affirmations and just inspiration and motivation, all of that throughout. So that is kind of the plan. I don't know, is anyone else planning to do a vision board? If not now, at any point in the near future? Have you done one in recent years? How are you feeling about the new year? I guess I'm just curious to see kind of, do you have any goals you're setting for yourselves? Any hopes, any dreams? I would love, love, love to know. But oh, someone said they're doing theirs on Pinterest. Yes, that's a great idea. Oh, maybe I'll start up a Pinterest and do that too. Okay. You got me thinking. That's why you guys always have such great ideas. I love that. Okay, I'm going to see if I've missed anything here. Hi, from Puerto Rico. Ooh, someone said they got a love sack. Allison. Oh, yes. Okay, so we actually don't have a love sack. Are you thinking of just, yeah, we do have a kind of bean bag. It's like an off-brand version of Love Sack. A Love Sack would have been great. I'll have to remember what brand it is, but I do think they take a little bit to break in. That's my guess. I've heard really good things about Love Sack, so that is awesome. Ooh, circa 1955 or Wishes Candle Company. They are great small businesses. Thank you, Kimberly. So those are good ones to look into for candles. Happy New Year, everyone that's joined. Quick hello from Everglades National Park. Hello. Oh, so a couple have done vision boards. That's awesome. And a lot of people are mentioning Pinterest as well. Oh, cool. Ooh, someone said one of their dreams this year is to join DVC. Oh, that's awesome. Yes, that was a dream for, it was a dream, but it was like one, I don't think we ever really manifested. Like we were always just like, oh, that would be cool. But I don't think we ever thought we were going to be DVC. And then it just kind of worked out for us. So it could for you too. I hope it does. And someone else is doing it digitally. Ashley, that's awesome. Oh my gosh. Rena mentioned that she's hoping to see her laid off cast member daughter soon. She hasn't seen her in over 16 months. That's crazy. I hope she's doing well, and I do hope you guys can get together very soon. And she actually is doing a vision board with their students remotely. That's fantastic. That's a really good project for students right now. I think they all kind of need that. Oh, someone else is cutting up magazines. I know. I gotta get going, guys. I gotta start cutting these up. So I actually don't get any magazines to my house. So I reached out just personally, sent out a message and was just like, does anyone have magazines? I just plan on cutting them up. And so I actually got, try to see if I could show you. This is just one. I got a bunch more over here. That's a lot. So I've got plenty to cut out here. Okay. Wait, let's see here. I mentioned I'm feeling hopeful my daughter was. Yes. Oh my gosh. Is it Dana Lee? She had mentioned that her daughter was born 2 days before quarantine. That is unbelievable. And she made 2020 tolerable. I always think of that with Dennis and with Lee, that both of them really made 2020 much brighter than it probably could have been. All right, so someone else mentioned, are we going back to Walt Disney World anytime soon? I don't really know. It's so up in the air right now, as life always is. So certainly we'll keep you updated if we do have anything planned. I know. So someone else mentioned that they miss doing vision boards, and that they don't have magazines either. So actually, one thing that was very interesting was that I am friends on social media with one of the local librarians. She's an amazing person, and it's a big part of just doing story times with my son. So I'm really glad that we're connected there. But she saw my message and said that their library was getting rid of the year's worth of magazines in January. So at any point now, she's going to reach out to me and let me know. Of course, I have plenty of magazines, but who knows? Maybe I'm happy to take them, because maybe I'll do vision boards with the kids. I'm not really sure. Maybe I'll do more vision boards. Maybe I'm going to find purposes for them. If not, then she had mentioned she was just going to recycle them. So maybe that's what I'll do as well. But maybe that's something you could do, is reach out to your library and see if they're getting rid of the year's worth of magazines, and that you'll take them off their hands. Hi, Vanessa and Daniel. Thank you for watching our videos. And so Amy mentioned, have I done a vision board before? A very long time ago. Have not put a lot of thought or organization into this. I wish I had had more time to do that, but I did not. Amy also asked if I have any categories on my vision board. Not at the moment. And actually, having mentioned that, I am going to kind of pull up one of the websites I had here that really kind of explained a few things that helped me kind of put into perspective of the many different ways that you can do a vision board. So here on cleverism.com vision board guide, they talk about the objective of a vision board. So you really want to identify and clarify your goals. So the purpose of a vision board typically is that you want to be visualizing your goals on a piece of board that will really make your goals more concrete. So it's not something that's always just stuck in your head. It's not something that you write out as almost like an essay that's going to be hard for you to quickly access when you need that motivation and those affirmations. This is a board that really is going to say when you need it most, and maybe that's every single day when you wake up. It's going to be in an area where you see it immediately and say, yes, okay, this is what I want in life. This is what I'm striving for. And it also brought the point that it reinforces it in times when you may be working towards the goal and you've met part of it. And in some ways, and I totally heard this when I read this, that they said that let's say like you want to be CEO or something. That's certainly not my goal, but it could be a goal that you have. And you become middle management or something, and you're like, well, I've made it to this point, so I might as well just settle and sit here and be happy with that. but that vision board is going to remind you, no, you've got to keep going. Remember, this was your end goal. Yes, you are making your way towards it, but isn't this what you wanted? And maybe it changes. I don't think a vision board, what your goal is. It must be like, you must get there, like you've put this in writing or anything like that. But it is something that is going to motivate you or remind you of what your goal once was. And you can then decide in that moment if it continues to be your goal and see if you want to continue moving towards it. So those are some really good points I liked. And then, of course, as I said, another thing they said that you could decide is whether you want a physical or a digital vision board. I really do like the idea of a physical because I do think I want it to be somewhere where I often walk by or there's high traffic. I'm in a high traffic area for myself and just kind of always be that reminder. But I also could see it being on my phone somewhere where I can constantly remind myself there as well. So I do like that. And then the last piece before I hop back on to see the chat I wanted to bring up here is they mentioned 3 types of vision boards. And this is kind of that talks about back to what Amy was asking of what my categories are. And I think at this point, I am at the opening. It says the opening and allowing vision board. And it says you would use this type of vision board when you are not quite sure what you want. You have a broad vision of your goals, but you are a bit comprehensive about the details. This also suits situations where you know what you want to change, perhaps you aren't sure how. I think that's kind of where I'm at, mostly because I haven't put enough thought into it. If I did put more thought, maybe I will be more concrete about it, but this is kind of where I'm at and just the time I've allowed to focus on this. The other one is I know exactly what I want vision board. And so in that point, you're really pinpointing the things you want to get or achieve. And you are sure about what you need and how you are going to change it. And then the last one is a themed vision board. And you would use this to focus just on specific themes. So it might not be a goal or might not be very specific, but it could just be about work. It could be about a birthday party. So it's something that's very narrow and a single theme or idea. So those are kind of what this, again, cleverism.com focuses on. And I'm going to actually just copy that and come back over to the chat and share that with all of you so you can see. And I'll share that in the description of this video also for those that are joining after. Because I still don't know if the chat is visible afterwards. I want to say it's not, but which kind of bums me out. I really would like for the chat to be visible when you're viewing this afterwards. But all right, it's been a while since I've checked in because I just talked quite a bit. So let me just see. Oh, seriously. That Florida feeling says I'll be able to open my own magazine store. I know. I really was not expecting any response about the magazines. And then I got a ton. I was like, oh my gosh. And magazines I've never heard of. I was like really impressed. Oh, one other thing I do just want to mention, guys, I'm doing really well on cutting out. I told you, I'm going to get really far with this vision board. But don't worry, if you are interested in seeing how this does turn out, and if I don't get a lot done today, my plan is to do a follow-up video where I show myself really putting it all together and showing you the end result, maybe talking about how I came to it. One last thing I did want to share with you, but I know you also have mentioned some things, so let me just first do that so I don't get too far behind here. Okay, so Amy said she did a vision board of things that she wanted to do in a house or in your house. I'm not sure, but that exactly is like a specific theme. I do wonder if mine's going to be, yeah, I don't know. I kind of do like going into this not with too much of a focus because it may just kind of come to me. I have some ideas, of course, but I'm really kind of open to how it authentically comes together. Oh, Liz, I love that. So yours is more specific to your wedding, which is great, and just focusing on you and where you want to be for that. I think that's a great idea. Oh, bye, Zeta. Enjoy your time with your daughter at the playground. Happy New Year. I agree. Ohana 4 mentioned with the digital vision board that it's a little bit more out of sight, out of mind. I don't know if you had it as your screensaver. I really like having my kids or my husband or my family as my screen, as my lock screen or background. So I'm not sure. I don't know. Yeah, I kind of do agree with that as well. Hi, Cassandra. Good to see you. Okay, so Ashley mentioned that she just moved to a new home and wants to focus on home organization. I think that is great. Oh, someone mentioned that the chat is available or visible. Oh, okay, good. I know that's why I keep saying it out loud because I'm afraid it's not going to be visible. So sorry if I'm repeating myself. Okay, so wanted to just point out two magazines that I got that I will not be cutting up, but I'm very excited about is Time magazine, The Power of Joy. I was really excited when I saw this. It just talks about all different things that I really think are what I want to focus on this year. Like this is a vision board in itself to me, honestly, because if there's going to be a theme that I want, this is probably one of the biggest ones. So something you could totally look into. It's definitely an editorialized magazine that is focused just on this. So it's a little bit different than maybe you've seen with Time before. Like it's definitely not like, I just want to make sure I'm covering anybody's address. It's not something like this. It's but I know Time Magazine does things like this sometimes, but oh my gosh, this reminds me of Disney. There's this one, the fireworks, the mood of America. So that sounds interesting. Yeah, it says recent years have presented a variety of challenges to achieving widespread happiness. I would agree with that. But it also has some about the pursuit of happiness, going back to nature, all these kind of things. So I'm really excited to go through this throughout the year, now as I see fit. And the other one, this is one actually I wanted to ask for Christmas subscription to it, but I couldn't figure it out. I spent way too much time. I think it's from the UK, and that's why it got a little confusing for me. But it's this, the Breathe magazine. And this is actually, it's Breathe Journal. So it might be a little bit different again, but it has a guided 52-week planner. It's how to help you set goals and intentions, activities for inner peace, practice gratitude. So you'll see here lots of guided questions to kind of help you. Weekly planners. Ooh, choose your words. This is all about kind of my understanding. I'm just reading this real quick. Is your inner dialogue and how I know a lot of us, myself very much included, have problems with using negative words about ourselves and speaking negatively to ourselves. And I always try to go back to like, how would I want my sons to talk to themselves? Like, I would never want them to think how sometimes I think of myself. And I think of my mom, like, and my dad and my parents and people that love me. I know that they don't think those things of me. So why am I? It's just, it's tough. Ooh, getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. I like this one too. I'm getting uncomfortable with being uncomfortable right now, but I am doing it and am becoming comfortable with it. So this is great. So two ones I just wanted to suggest to you. I haven't really gone through them a lot, so they look good from the little bit I've seen. Does anyone have those magazines? I'd like to know what you think. Hello, Beverly! Another one from across the pond. Ooh, Amy, you are on top of this. You are like a vision board pro. I need to talk to you more after this. She mentioned that having the vision board available to your family, they'll call you out on it to help you attain your goal. Absolutely. And that's something Joe and I have been talking about is that in recent years, I think with having kids, we've kind of backed off on kind of helping each other reach goals because we've just been so kind of bogged down and challenged with raising kids that we've just settled to be like, you're not getting much sleep. You just survive. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, no, we need to do more than just survive. We need to get back to who we are and who we want to be and working towards that. So absolutely agree with that. And I think Joe would be on board with that too. Yeah, Cassandra, I think you'd love the Breathe Journal. I always see it at the supermarket and I never get it. This is the very first time. And it is each one is a little bit on the expensive side, so I'm hoping like a subscription is less, but again, I couldn't figure it out. So Oh, cool. A lot of people are liking that Breathe magazine. Yeah, I definitely think it's up a lot of people's alleys, so I'm glad to hear that. I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure. Let me look where Breathe is from. Yeah, it says .co.uk. So this is from the UK. So Penny, check it out. It's closer to you. So if we get it, you should get it, I would think. Okay, so let's start. What are we thinking? What are like our goals? I don't know. So I'm thinking, oh, also I just want to check out one other thing. They did have something where you can kind of ask yourself questions. So one goal that I have, and I don't know how I'll figure it out with the vision board, is probably on the same level as kind of that speaking more positively to myself. But the other one is focusing my expectations. So like expectations been like this word that I've been like on my mind recently, in that I feel like I have been, what is the word? When you're kind of like putting something on to someone else, not portraying. Is it portraying? It's like giving off an energy to someone else. Like I'm putting all these expectations on what Joe just ran by. Projecting. Yes, Dan let me know too. Thank you guys, saving the day. I knew it. I was close. Projecting. I'm projecting these expectations on other people. And not only am I projecting expectations on other people and just experiences in general, but I think I'm also creating expectations that people have of me that like they've never expressed. And maybe they are in some way projecting it on me. But I do think in some ways I am just kind of, I have a big imagination and I am kind of just putting those expectations on myself, and maybe they're there and maybe they're not. And that is the other part of it, is if other people are projecting expectations on me, if I don't have the same projecting, thank you. Thank you. I can count on you guys for everything. What was it? Yeah, even if people are projecting expectations on me, I want to be stronger this year in saying, is that something that suits me? Is that something that I want to fulfill? Or is that something that I need to refocus and decide not to let affect me? And then I want to set more expectations for myself. As I said again, I think I have fallen into this pattern of, and I'm giving myself complete grace on this. I'm not being like, I did everything wrong, but I'm just finally in a place where I think I am getting out of that infant, having two kids, and an infant and a toddler place where you're just, again, trying to survive, and you're telling yourself, you give yourself a lot of excuses, and you deserve those excuses. But I think, as I said again, I'm finally getting to that point where I'm like, okay, no, I'm getting more sleep. I'm getting a better handle on things. And so I want to set myself more expectations to be like, you know what, no, this is who you want to be. And you really should start working towards this. And I think you have the ability to do that, and having more confidence in myself that I can, because I am someone that will talk their way out of anything. As I said, this channel is something I talked my way out of for a very long time, and I finally have just done it, and it's given me a lot of confidence. And so I want to keep doing more projects and things that I want to do. And I know it's going to take work, and it will be hard, and I will get tired, but that's kind of my plan. So expectations, that's like where I'm at. All right, I know we have a few questions here, or a few thoughts that I just wanted to say before moving on. Ooh, someone mentioned living in the now. The past is truly over and the future's not here yet. I'm totally someone that is like that as well. So I totally, and so much easier said than done. I agree. With these vision boards, I think we need to, again, give ourselves grace. And that's maybe part of it too. And that I want to have in there to remind myself that I'm not going to get here in a week or a day, and I'm going to take one step forward, two steps back. But it's just kind of working towards that and constantly reminding yourself that, it's something worth working towards. So I totally agree. Hi, Aiden. He said he's just started YouTube and he just made his first video. Good for you. And thank you for joining us. And welcome to YouTube. Let me see. Yeah, totally a fog. Cassandra, you totally get that. Two boys and yeah. Yeah, it's hard to get out of it once you're in it. It can be a bit of a spiral. And then yeah, finding yourself after kids. Absolutely. That's kind of where I'm at too. Absolutely. We are the same person driving to Disney. I know. We are kindred spirits. I absolutely agree. I'm excited, Diane. Yeah, so I'm glad to hear so many people have similar goals or even different goals. All of them are important. And Chloe, so good to see you. I know. That's why I was excited to do this time. Not only did it work for me, but that it also worked for some of my friends over, again, I keep saying cross the pond, who usually could not make a later one. All right, so in the Time Magazine one, healthy eating, that could be one. I'll kind of put this one aside. That's always a good goal. Another thing I'm thinking about is like, as Amy had mentioned, with there being different categories, I almost see myself with different vision boards because I have so many expectations or goals that I have, but they are focused on different people because as we said, and many of you agreed, you want to find yourself as a mom after kids and as a woman. And so when I have goals for what I do want to do as a mom, is that going to get too bogged down? Is that going to bog down my goals that I have as just a wife and as a woman? Should I have multiple vision boards? I kind of like that idea that one's like focus on like what I hope for my goals as a stay-at-home mom, what I want to do with my kids, what my goals are there, and then have a different one that's just focused on me or focused on my marriage. So I know and that might get complicated. I'll have to see how that goes, but that's kind of what I'm thinking is that I'd like to separate the two. Yeah. Thank you. You guys are always so kind. I really enjoy, I when I can, I look at the direct messages and there's just sometimes someone will just say, I was just thinking about you and I want to let you know I'm really proud of what you're doing with your channel and it really impacts me and means a lot and this is what you've done and this is what I appreciate about you. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, you guys have no idea how much that means to me. Because I always second guess myself about anything and even with the channel and what I'm doing. And so hearing those is just like amazing. So I really appreciate when that you take the time to do that. And even if you don't, I always am feeling your good vibes all the time. Because one thing I had mentioned, I think it was Liz I think it was Liz. We were talking and I had said that I often have feelings about a lot of you guys or just people in my life. And I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll think of them and have these happy thoughts and just sometimes I'm just like, yep, these happy thoughts are just going to reach them somehow, but I don't actually sit down and write it out and say it to them. And when I had received a message that was very kind and just selfless and out of nowhere, it really hit me and was very meaningful. And so it reminded me that I do need to take that time when I'm feeling a certain way towards someone to let them know. Because they don't know. They don't always know. And especially those people, we hear it all the time that say, check in on your friends, especially right now. Check in on each other and make sure you're doing okay. And I hope that you're getting checked in on too, because I think we all need that because we're in a very isolating time right now. And those little moments, even if it's just a couple of words, really do sometimes make a huge impact. Wow, I got off track again. Hi, Sammy. Thanks for joining. Okay, someone said, Diane, I wanted to see what you had said because that was meaningful. Oh, I'm seeing, again, eating better is a big theme for people. That's exciting. And Dan's even getting specific in, wow, oh my gosh, congratulations. Dropping 16 pounds during the holidays. I gained for sure. Since I've got home, I've not been eating healthy at all, so I want to get back on track. So you should be pretty darn proud of that. Someone mentioned that they had seen a board for each goal. It looked like it worked really well. Okay. They had one on their blog, one on being a mom. If you have that anywhere, I'd love to see that, Diane, because that would be helpful maybe to see how someone else did that, where they had one vision boards for different things. Especially, yeah, like you said, maybe I have a vision board for Ashley's lemonade stand and see you real soon. I didn't even think of that too. So there's so many different vision boards you can have. They don't all have to be on the same vision board. If anything, it kind of gets confusing when you do it that way. So I do think it would be nice. Maybe I have a grid or something. I don't know. That's really interesting. Hi, Liz. Good. I knew that was you. Happy New Year, the mouse and more. Good to see you. Hope you and your family are doing well. Hi, Guy. Oh, wow. Help you a lot with learning English. I don't have great diction, so I hope I do help, but I need to be better at speaking more clearly. Oh, James mentioned that grandparents to two 1-year-old grandsons. That reminds me so much of my life because Lee has a cousin, and they're very only a few months apart, and they were the first grandsons. So very much know how that goes, and so glad that you're getting ideas through the video. Ooh, someone said forcing me time. Yes, more me party tea parties. Absolutely. I really want to do one of those soon, and that is one of my goals as well. So that's another good one. Oh, geez, someone said that they just got recommended because my video is about Dolby Vision. Oh my gosh, does it say that? I think I meant not 3D vision, but it came up as a suggestion for Dolby Vision. Oh my gosh, this is definitely not about TV technology, but if you want to hang around, definitely do. But this is very different, so I will not be offended if you move on. Let's see. One for health, one for working through past traumas. That is another one. I also want to kind of work on mental health as well and how that's been affected by my past and as well. So that's great. Um, I also have that. And one for marriage. Yep. And future goals together. Just seeing. You can do a vision board that looks like old time sentence grafting with colored markers. Does this require a lot of artistry and creativity? I might need more detail on that, Amy. So again, I'm thinking we need to connect after this. This is thank you so much for sharing your ideas. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, the algorithm is very funny with YouTube. They're mentioning again with the TV technology and why this was suggested. I never try to figure out the algorithm. I just do what I do and hope that this gets to people that are interested. But thanks again for that's just I appreciate you sharing and joining for the moment. Um, Oh, these curtains. Yeah, I do love these curtains. They were like clearance. I think they're discontinued from JCPenney. I like the color and the design. They're a little bit crunchy. So they don't sit perfectly. I haven't taken the time again to see if I can finagle it a little bit better. But they were wicked cheap. So we're like, I think they were $5 for both, like to combined. So it was like ridiculous. We're like, why not? And we ended up really liking them. So happy New Year's again, everyone that's joining. As I said, I'm trying to kind of focus on a vision board and cutting things out and so forth. Haven't done a whole lot of it because you guys have kept me busy, which is great. I love hearing from you. Not finding a lot in this Time magazine. I think that's kind of maybe where I need to. Ooh, inside the box. Inside the box. I kind of like that one. It's kind of a cool visual. Sometimes I think, again, without having a very specific goal, my plan is to kind of just sometimes just cut things out and see if there's use for it later. And maybe there won't be, but you never know. I kind of like this one. Haha, Liz mentioned she's already on Amazon looking for a pin board. Great idea. Yeah. So as I said, again, I have this. It's a pin board, like a cork board, and I have pins. I kind of was just doing that as a just last minute thing where I could, again, if I come up with any of these, could put them up right now so you could see. But I'm trying to decide if I am going to do a pin board or if I'm going to tape it to, you know, just like a poster board or something like that. I want to say I might do more of the poster board at the end of the day because I have young kids. So that is what's going to work best for our household. So if I have it somewhere where the kids could get to it, you know, they're not hurting themselves by taking off a pin or falling or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know. That was kind of cool. I'm going to stick that one up. Let's see what else. Yeah, Cassandra asked if we had any traditions this year for New Year's, and we did not. Again, I think because of when we came home from Florida and just with Christmas and all of that, we did not really do anything. I've seen like a lot of fun ideas, and Cassandra, you would be someone I know for sure that would have fun traditions planned. So I need to probably talk to you to see what you did and consider it for next year. But one tradition we did have was the library, our library, which I know many of you moms that do play dates or did play dates there as well would maybe be aware of, was the New Year's Eve. So like noon, N-O-O-N, New Year's for kids, where you went to the library on New Year's Eve, and at noon, at 12 p.m., we did like a celebration because a lot of our kids, of course, are too young to stay up to midnight. And I will say we did not stay up till midnight. So I actually even think, no, I forgot this. It was really weird actually. So Dennis has been back to waking up in the middle of the night. I think he has 4 molars coming in, which I'm kind of concerned about because there's still some in the front he needs to be getting, but he's getting some like really further back. He's got a dentist appointment next week. Just happened to have one anyway. So I'm very anxious to get to that, to kind of understand what's going on in his mouth. But as soon as I'd say a few days after we got home, actually kind of you see it in the Christmas decorating video, all of a sudden he did start to get out of nowhere, because you know him, he's like and he still is for the most part, but just he is so chill and so happy. So when he is irritated at all, we're like, something is off. And so he has been that way a little bit. And again, he's been waking up just like really crying in the middle of the night multiple times and having to be nursed. So we're going through that right now. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because he did wake up only once last night, and it was around between 11:30 and midnight. And I actually put him down. And then I looked at my phone as I was walking out, like, what's the time is it? And it was midnight. I was like, oh my God, we're like, Happy New Year, as I'm like putting him in the crib. I don't know why, I was just like, oh. And then I started thinking, don't tell Joe if he's still watching. But I was like, wait, did I kiss Dennis? Because I told him he would have the first kiss of the new year. So I can't remember. So I don't know if Dennis got it. But as soon as I got into bed, I did kiss Joe. He was sleeping. But I was like, okay, just a kiss. So we'll never know how 2021 started. Joe. Oh no, Joe's in here. He's listening. Oh my gosh. So Amy mentioned, I was wondering what your background in all of this was. So yeah, she learned about vision board and person-centered planning through special education because she works in special education. That is awesome, Amy. Thank you for all that you do. My best friend and maid of honor, if she ever watches this, sometimes she watches my videos. Hello. She is in special education, and you guys are just heroes, absolutely, especially during this time, especially. But you always are. Ooh, someone mentioned that their vision board is it CCAT Nat, so I don't know your name. But watching the Olympics in Tokyo, but gotta rely on the goodness of the world to help me out. Oh my gosh, sending you all the vibes for that to be manifested because that's fantastic. And that sounds awesome. We would do the VB or butcher paper or posters again. We'll talk, Amy, because I wanna know more on this. Oh, so I'm hearing some traditions that people had here. Dan mentioned make your own pizza with the kids and then milkshakes. Oh, it sounds so perfect. Whoa, this is creative. Music for Marie mentioned that she knew someone that wrote checks to themselves and put them on vision boards to help manifest money and financial growth. That's interesting. I like that. I don't know if that is a goal, but that makes me think of like, yeah, thinking outside of the box. Um, look, see, I could do this. Someone, again, I just want to make sure there's no, like my neighbors or anyone I know is not on here. Outside the box. I've never heard of this magazine, but thinking outside the box, doing that check, that is really cool. Hey, Kate! Oh my gosh, have you been here? My maid of honor is in here. Special education teaching gang in the house. Yes. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Okay, so Amy mentioned Tim Tracker and Jenna's son also had his molars coming in. Okay, so maybe that is a thing, but do those really? Honestly, we didn't really track Lee's because we started doing his baby book, and then I kind of was just like, what's the point of this? Is this really something he's going to want to see? So I didn't fully track all of his teeth, so it is almost like relearning again. I totally forget how all his teeth came in. Okay, this is a good point. Music for Marie mentioned that it's true, something very vulnerable about making vision boards that makes her anxious for reasons that, yeah, she doesn't really understand. And she says, I've done them anyway. They're such a great practice. And I would say that, yeah, I think that um, that almost is a good, trying to think of trying to think of the word. It almost makes you wanna stop and think, like, what is making you anxious? What is holding you back? Like, and maybe that's something you need to focus on. Is it something like you need to focus maybe more on your confidence or again, what maybe past traumas have, if there are any, that have made you think like, I'm afraid to put something out there because I'm afraid of failing or whatever it may be, or you're afraid of other people seeing it or whatever it may be. That's actually really interesting because I've been there too. And I've really needed to stop and think about where is this coming from? Joe shared his goal. Yes, we are very much in the mindset of trying new things and living in the moment with each other. So thanks for sharing that. Oh, you guys are the best. A lot of living in the moment. I totally agree. Oh my gosh, a Tesla on your vision board. Yes, please make that happen. Okay, so I'm going to keep going here. Okay, so I do think that my household and like making it more home, because if you've been with Serial Soon for a long time, you know that's something I've talked about quite a bit is that I think in some ways in just wanting to, what's the word? wanting to budget towards other things. One of the things that's always fallen to the wayside is decorating our home. I have always been afraid of taking steps towards doing that because, one, I'm not very confident in my abilities to decorate my home. And so I'm always afraid to bite the bullet and make decisions in regards to decorating my home because there's been a couple times that I have and it has failed. So I want to somehow focus on that. If that's that, I need to work with, friends that are more creative and interested in interior design, or work with an interior designer if that's on my budget. I'm not really sure that is, or just become more confident and spend more time doing research on my own. So definitely house and making it more of a home is my goal. There are some areas where we have pictures and we've done a good job, but we've definitely never done, this is probably like one of our only big printed it out pictures. I definitely want to do more portrait pictures of our family and things like that to make it more of a home. Because I think that would be very meaningful to all of us that live here. And so that's something I want to do, and especially because we are spending more time at home. Okay. Self-love, declutter my life, find joy in every day, and move into my first apartment. I love those. Oh, this is bringing me like such motivation. Thank you guys for sharing these. Again, especially as Marie mentioned, it's very vulnerable to share these things. So I really do appreciate it. I do find, yeah, okay, thank you. Someone said, I don't give myself credit. I am creative. I do believe I am creative, but I'm not creative. I don't know. Yeah, don't speak negatively. No more negative talk. But I also am being somewhat realistic in that I am creative, but I do find, and maybe it's just that I haven't focused enough and put enough energy into it. I do find I'm a little challenged when it comes to interior design because there is a lot to it. There are a lot of concepts. People get degrees in it. So all of that. Um, I just got a text from my maid of honor. Is this a vision board you're sharing with me from this year or past year? I love this, whatever it is. It's perfect. Oh, what is my decorating style? That's a wicked good question because, and that I have been watching, I have kind of fallen into TikTok a little bit. If you have TikTok, you know that you say like, I'm in this kind of TikTok. Like there's Draco TikTok and there's all different kind of TikToks. One that I've gotten a few times recently is interior design. I'm like, oh, I must have liked a few and they like somehow are reading my mind. But I would say I feel like I was leaning towards farmhouse, but I'm actually getting away from that now because I found that it's not enough color for me, but I'm not like a whole lot of color. Like I like accent walls. I don't like dining rooms personally. For my own home, I actually really appreciate them on other homes, like a dark burgundy, like all over the room. Like I like splashes of color, but I also don't like all tan, and I don't like all like corals and blushes. Like that's become kind of popular nowadays. Like I like splashes of bright color and different colors, but yeah, I don't know what that design is. That's why I need to figure it all out. But yes, I know there are a lot of great. Amazon does great photos on canvas, and I've seen other ones too. What was one of the ones that I saw that I liked? It's like small wood or something like that. I thought that would be really cool. Jody mentioned this. This is kind of true in that I do like older style stuff, but we do live in kind of like newer style homes. So I've always said that to him, like, I really struggle on how to make that work, how to combine the two, kind of the architecture of the house with my kind of style. Don't forget to smash the like button. Thank you. You're too funny. Sorry, just you guys have shared so many good things. I'm just trying to catch up. Ooh, Driving to Disney, are you into interior design? She mentioned that something that helps is to picture what you hope to accomplish in each room with your family and what feelings you visualize each room to bring you and your kids. That totally makes sense. And I really like that way of thinking about it. I don't think I have ever approached it in that way. I think I've just been like, I I don't think I've really sat down and, again, kind of like a vision board does, visualize any room. I just go to a store and I'm like, could that fit in there? Okay. Especially if it's on, like, again, my problem sometimes is the whole budget thing. I'm like, well, it's on clearance, it's on sale, I'll just get it. And then it doesn't end up working out. So then I get very frustrated. So I like that kind of focus. Ooh, I'm going to definitely keep that in mind. Oh my gosh, Erin, what a goal. It's so bittersweet. Getting my son ready to graduate from high school this year and go to college. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. I'm going to be there in the blink of an eye, and I'm not ready for it. Oh my gosh, congratulations, Jane. Oh, try transitional style. I'm sorry. I just got off topic because I was like in the middle of Jane and then I saw another comment, but I want to write that down because again, I don't know the wording. I didn't even bring a pen, which I really should have done to write some of these things down, but transitional style. Keeping that one in mind. But congratulations, Jane. She's mentioned she ended this year with the best Christmas gift, which is a beautiful new granddaughter and first grandchild. That is so exciting and such a bright spot. And yes, a pretty dark year. Yes, true story and at heart. That is me. Okay, so continue to share. Give me tips on how I can get more confidence in building up my house. Even more, I will say, even more so than decorating, although that's definitely a goal. And you'll see in my upcoming Tuesday video is better organizing our house. We have really been noticing recently that things continue to pile up in certain areas as much as we keep cleaning it. And part of that is we do have to continue to purge. I think we are people that hold on to stuff a little too long, historian at heart. So we need to continue to do that. But the other thing is that I have not done very thoughtful organization in the house. And I really, really want to and know that actually we need to, more than anything, do that more. So as I said, in the next video, you'll see that because we went ahead and during the kids' naps, I just cleaned out the pantry and our coat closet and organized it and did all that. So that's a video you can look forward to on Tuesday. I'm so excited. I got it all edited and up and everything, so I feel ahead of the game. Ooh, Biltmore Estate in Asheville, South Carolina. Why do I feel like I have heard of that? That does sound very familiar. They're mentioning that it's very inspirational for style. Sounds like it. That does sound up my alley. Oh, awesome, Cassandra. Again, any tips? I know you have them. So please share them because I definitely need them. But yeah, I think I even mentioned in the video, but we don't get spring cleaning fever. We get like post-Christmas cleaning fever because sometimes Christmas with all that comes in and how lucky and fortunate we are to have generous families and a generous Santa. We feel very overwhelmed often. And so we feel the need to purge and clean and organize always after Christmas. So like January for us is always like go time for that kind of stuff. So that is why I did it. Oh, and yeah, Joe mentioned we did watch Marie Kondo, and we do fold our clothes that way. I wouldn't say we fold all of our clothes as she has done. We focus on certain things like shirts. Well, I think I even do the pants sometimes for the kids. I'm not as good as it because I don't know if anyone has any tips on this, but I don't think she explained as well on how to do women's clothing because it's very different than just a man's t-shirt. I've got that down, however she does it. But I do find my clothing can be very bulky and hard to do, so I haven't been as good on mine. Oh, the home edit. Oh, you got that for Christmas? I actually did watch a couple of their Netflix shows when I was down visiting my mom. Whenever it first was introduced on Netflix a few months ago, and I really like them. I follow them on Instagram, but I do want to get more into what they do. Okay, so you guys have a lot of good organization tips, and this is awesome. I will definitely share mine. I will say, and again, I don't want to be, again, if you watch Tuesday's video, it might be a little repetitive, but one thing I kind of talk about time and time again, or I feel like I'm always talking about it, is that I'm in the stage right now where my organization in general is not magazine looking. And I say that because, yes, in some ways it does affect me. In some ways, I do want that because I think anyone wants that. Something aesthetically pleasing is very nice. And I think for many of us, that is a goal. But where was I going with that? But I do also, I'm being very realistic, and I don't think that is something that I want to put my money towards right now, especially with the young kids. Like, I'm just trying to make it as functional as possible. And then maybe down the road, I will make it more of what I want to, if that's in our budget. And so I don't know if my videos with organization and things like that will be the most exciting, because I don't know, I don't blame anyone if they're looking for more of the expensive, beautiful magazine looking kind of videos, whereas mine aren't quite to that level. But hopefully you'll enjoy them all the same and just kind of hanging out with us in general. Oh my gosh, yeah. Joe mentioned, he gave away our secret. One thing that we have tried to do with kids is the idea, and I found this, I think, on Pinterest, was of cycling out toys because they have too many. And sometimes we'll cycle some out and kind of like forget to bring them back in. I'll say that's our problem, is sometimes we cycle them out and then never bring them. Like, the point is you're supposed to cycle out every month. We don't do that. We like cycle out and then kind of forget about it for a few months. And so last 2 Christmases at least, Lee has asked, like, his big presents that he's asked for is like, remember I used to have this bus? I really miss that bus. I'd like that again. And so we just put it back out. It's like the best thing ever. We're like, that's easy. And he loved it. Oh, wow. So Devin lives in a house that's 110 years old. And that, yeah, I can imagine that being daunting, because that's kind of my dream. But Joe always points out, like, that's a lot to take on. And I agree. So I've kind of like realized that that's a dream if I had lived a different life, but that I know would probably be way too much right now for us. And as Joe also mentioned, we do really want to purge. We have a lot in our basement that, like, we have set up just ready to go, but just with the pandemic right now, it's not the ideal time. And I don't know if we really want to be doing the whole online selling, because again, you do have to try to meet up with people and all that stuff. And just in kids in general, it's something that we probably would be hesitant to do. But now with even the pandemic, trying to find that time and that comfortability is really not possible right now. So I know, driving me dizzy. Yes, I'm like, this chat is just so inspirational. And oh my gosh. Okay, actually, this might be my perfect kitchen right here, but maybe, I'm not sure. Joe always does bring up the point. I always have wanted, but oh, sorry, I got off track. Driving to Disney mentioned that we're all in this together, and that it is so fun and inspirational to see everyone sharing their goals. So thank you. This has really made this live so nice. But just wanted to point this out. See, this is where I'm saying, like, I think I had goals of like bright white a lot, but I've kind of gotten away from that. Like, where I still like bright white, but I'd want things like this, like more pops. I don't know if I'd want gray. Like, maybe I'd want, like, sometimes I think I'd want, like, for the bottom here, I could do like a forest green, or like a nice blue, like, isn't like a maybe a slate blue or like a sky blue or something. Like, I just would want a lot of pops of color, but I do like the bright white too. And I also do like the open shelves. So you have to be careful with that, because then that's just more dusting you have to do. But this is cool too. If you can see up here, these, like, I don't know how you get to those books easily, but I like that. That's cool. And oh my gosh, the window. That's just nice too. But nice. I do like that. Hmm. Oh my God, David said their house is from 1875. Oh, okay, so that's not unusual. My favorite I know, I gotta really think about my colors. I do like emeralds and forest green, like, I've been really leaning towards those when I've been looking on Pinterest and things like that. I also do like blues. I don't know, I'm all over the place. I really gotta think about it. Maybe we do another live where we just really talk about interior design. You guys can help me. I know, Cassandra. I'm also convincing Joe on the cabinets, but also, oh yeah, actually, didn't you? I think I saw. Are you guys painting your cabinets right now? That's exciting. But I do think that's something also that we know is not ideal right now because we do have young kids. So doing a big remodel like that, we would wait until they're a little bit older. Ooh, Scandinavian style is beautiful. I'm writing that down. Scandinavian style. I am Scandinavian, so not that that matters. But I think I kind of know what you're talking about. So I do think that might be an interesting style to look more into. Oh my gosh, I can imagine it's very time consuming painting the cabinets, but that is very exciting. What else? What else is on people's minds? I'm just seeing if anything is inspiring me. Again, this is a house magazine, so I am just saying like a lot of house stuff. I'm trying to see if any of this one's about closets. I would like to focus more on our closet. It's a very interesting one. Never one I've had before. So we've kind of just like made it work as we moved in, but it's something I'd like to revisit and repurpose it better. Bar carts. This is talking about all different ways you can decorate a bar cart. Don't know. Oh, reading nooks. Oh my gosh, that I want. A reading nook for sure. Aquish, Alyssa said aquish gray backsplash. Ah, backsplash too. I know we've never had backsplash, and that's also something I've really been thinking about when the time comes. Modern feel without the stark feel. That's exactly like there are certain things I really do like about the modern feel, but sometimes it does feel stark or cold. And so it's kind of trying to find that balance. I absolutely agree with that. I agree. Devin made the point too. It's true with bright white cushions. You do almost worry that it's hard to keep clean, or I don't know. It's just a lot to maintain sometimes. So, oh, Marie mentioned the. I don't think I'm going to say it right. Higge style. Is that Dutch or Scandinavian? I've heard that before. I'm going to write that one down. Oh my God, yeah, Liz, the dream is a reading nook. It really is. Yes, okay, Dan. Enjoy your time with your daughter. Yeah. Thank you guys again so much for joining me. And I probably am going to wrap it up. I know I didn't get to share a lot with you in regards to my vision board, but we focused here on much more important things than just sharing each other's goals in general. And you've just inspired me and helped me focus a little bit more on what I do want to be searching for and manifesting here onto my board. And again, I'm going to be putting together a video follow-up where I do actually spend more time, sit down, either look at pictures online, cut some out more on here, and share with you kind of what I come up with. And if you have Instagram or email, whatever it may be, if you feel comfortable and want to share your vision board and would like me to repost it as a story, definitely share it in my as a story or message in my DMs. And I would love to kind of share those out to inspire other people and give you credit for the creativity that you have, and keep this going because yeah, as Liz said, we can do this, guys. And I want to keep this momentum going and this excitement because yeah, we need this. Again, it's a very isolating time and this has been really exciting to talk with all you guys and help me yeah, have more focus and more of a vision for this year, which will include lots more of Ashley's lemonade stand. So I hope you will join me on this journey that I am on. But let me just kind of take a peek into the chat one more time. But I do think I'm going to wrap things up so all of us can spend time with our family. And again, use today as a way to refocus and manifest those visions and dreams and hopes that we all have and get a better start to this year.